In today's video, I'm going to make a robot mostly from trash. Welcome to the bigbotbash from trash. You know, I like robots. And these are the ones I displayed on my shelf so far. Maybe you know them. However, I want to create another one to prevent them from becoming lonely. But before we can start, let me point one thing out. Attention! No Legos were harmed throughout this build. Just in case you're worried. Because some people had a very strong opinion on how I crafted using old bionic parts back in this video. So, this is the Junkbot generator from build making stuff. At the beginning it says, for every section, roll a d20, write down the corresponding attribute using these traits, build a bot. Sounds easy. But I don't own a d20 yet. Okay, well, let's skip this. It starts with a body followed by head, arms, hands, legs, and finally the flavor. All these prompts are quite vague and can be interpreted in many different ways. But wait, what's that? No 3D prints? I don't like that part. So, since I don't own a d20, I've made some dice in Blender and then printed them out. For those who are interested in how I made these, be sure to check out my Patreon for behind the scenes video about this topic. Now, I'm very curious about what the dice decides, because the dice tells me what I'm about to make. Which leads us to this list. Let's see if I have anything suitable for the prompts I wrote. For this, I'm looking for parts in my bits and parts box. What do we have here? Now it is time to come up with an idea on how the robot should look, remembering that every prompt aspect needs to be considered. So, since this part is already quite riveted, I thought this was a good loot. These two parts make a good eye, similar to the eyes of Cotsworth or a Mr. Handy from Fallout 4. And we can't forget about the Noodle arms and their weapon, of course. First, I want to start with the most important thing, the weapon. It's going to be a blaster. Sorry. In my box I found this thing, which already had some weapon vibes. Just for resemblance comparison, here's Claptrap's revolver. With this bamboo rod, aka a chopstick, I can create an extended gun barrel. With one of these dowels, I can resemble a handle. This ring adds some detail as well. Regarding the magazine, I had to choose a drum magazine, not only because it looks cool, but it's also very big and frightening. What a magnificent mag! This one consists of two milk lids put together and glued onto the weapon with another part of the chopstick. EVA foam is what I use to wrap the barrel. With the blaster sprayed in a dark grey, I can now add some yellow details to the weapon itself and the drum mag. And after some weathering, the weapon was done. For the eye, I wanted to replicate a camera lens. For this, I cut out some circles from cardboard. I then cut out the middle part, which leaves me with two parts a little smaller than a half circle. These are arranged evenly on a cardboard ring, and then I painted a matte black. To add the arms to the body, I cut out 3 holes and decorate them with more of the rings I also used for the weapon. After that, I cut out another hole for where the eye mechanism can go. The good old bigbotbash technique was used to build up the mount to hold this big lens I made earlier. Again, using a dowel plus some beads. Since a chunker has 7 spikes, I thought, why not add 16? So we have 8 on each side. And it looks cool because it frames the warning sign. I am now proceeding with a little fan this robot will have on his head. This keeps him from falling. Because he's a bit like me, he is clumsy and tends to trip sometimes. For the paint job, I decided on a white with some orange contrasts. I wanted to keep it simple, but still cohesive and nice to look at. I know he's a junker, but he still looks good in some kind of way. Even though he's made from junk, you can still make it look decent, right? I can't imagine you would not find an old paint bucket lying around somewhere in your workshop. We still want to make our creations look pretty, don't we? I literally took trash and make it look good, and I think that's what the people in Respite will do as well. Now it's time for the back tattoo, aka a warning sign. I got some signs printed out, which I glue on and seal using a matte varnish. Some finishing touches like rust stains and dirt make the robot ready to go. The final step will be the base, a small section of the ground on which the robot is currently located. I'm picturing him on an old, decaying factory site. Now, let me explain to you the traits and the prompts. As I mentioned before, the body is already riveted. Still, some more rivets were being added. The antenna resembles a bad breath aspect, because it can detect dangerous gases. The arms are noodly, of course, you can't unsee this part. The hands are electrically manageable. The mechanics of the hand work electrically, and they can even possess the ability to send out electric shocks. As you can see, this robot has no legs, but one wheel. This also means that he sometimes is a bit unlucky, since he tends to trip. Who needs legs when you can have a rotor keeping you up? With that being said, the robot is fully done and I'm so happy with its outcome. Enjoy the result. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. Hope I see you again next time. Bye!